Hello, this is Frank Leeper. I'm making this video for the Pennsylvania Attorney General's Office, and it's in reference to a case I have, Leeper versus Conservice. And the file number is, or matter number as you might call it, is BCP-21-05-021227. And I'm going to direct this video and any correspondence I have with your office to Francis Allman or to whom it may concern. I make a lot of videos anyway, so I'm making this video because maybe in my own words it may be a little bit easier to explain it. Okay, the case I have now pending, which is they have 21 days to respond. So I'm trying to do this within the 21-day window. Because something just happened, I just got charged a late fee. I've never been charged a late fee before, even though I was late. I was late the end of 2020 into 2021. This year was like $688. No late fee. So they weren't going to issue me another lease because I had a balance too, so I understand that. That I understand. Even though I don't know why, because I ended up paying it anyway. Okay, so April I paid everything off. I didn't know nothing as of April, I guess 5th as you might call it, somewhere in there. And then they issued the lease. When I got the lease, I said $919 plus $25 plus $5 for trash and $5 for pest control fee comes to $954. So I know it was wrong because I went back before that. First of all, it should have been $915. They ever charged me $3 from January 2020 till now. That's what was in the complaint. But the only reason I'm doing this now is because this is part of the complaint. Because they're using the rent total to charge me 10% late fee. I never paid any late fee. And there was no notification about late fee. They were doing it monthly when I came here. It stopped in 2020. I guess because of the pandemic. So now they were sending out the notice again. When they used to send the notice every month, used to say due by the 5th of the month, and after that it's considered late and you'll be charged a late fee, and it can be expensive, but they didn't say what it was. That was the email that they were sending every month. Okay, now this year they started right around the time, when I got that increase, they started around that time. They sent in an email again on the 5th, around the 5th, saying that if you pay your rent after this day, you'll incur a late fee of 10%. Now they mentioned 10%. Okay, so I knew about it, but I was late. They didn't send it anymore. The last 3 months they haven't sent it, that notice, email notice. So I was late, $189 in September. I was short. So I paid what I could, and it didn't get recorded for a couple of weeks or something. So I mentioned it, and finally they put, they deposited my check. Maybe they're waiting to see if I was going to pay, the difference. So happens I paid the $189. So as of the end of September of 2021, I didn't know anything. So now starting this month, I gave a check for $809.93, and I was short $254. So I told them, please deposit it as soon as possible, and maybe before the end of the month I might be able to pay it. I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but I might. So then I checked my portal. That's why I'm doing this. I waited a while to give the check a chance to, post and everything. So it was posted on I think it was the 3rd. And on the 5th, on the 6th, there's a charge. of $91.90 late fee. So I figured, where's this $91.90? I figured it out. $9.19. 10% of $9.19 is $91.90. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got that. But how come it wasn't $9.54? Because 25 and 5 for a trash fee, which is already in the rent total, and 5 for pest control fee. Using $9.19, it should have been $9.54. Why didn't they use that then? Well, I guess they'll tell me, well, we gave you a break. We'd only count what was the previous rent that you owed. Well, I just looked at my lease, and the lease says $860 when I started here. Does it say 10%? No. It says $50 a late fee. There's other information there, but that's what it's saying. It doesn't have anything about percent. And I checked in Pennsylvania, it says 5%. I mean, maybe before, maybe that changed. I don't know. Maybe it has a lot to do if there's a rent control. I know there's a lot of variables here that I don't know. So I figured by following a complaint, maybe I'll find out and I'll be satisfied as long as there's an explanation. But this whole thing is a mess because they're not counting the 25 and the 5 and the 5. That's 35 that they increased me during the rent freeze if it is still on. Why don't they count it? Like as if they got two different things here. They counted $9.19, which is wrong. It should have been $9.15. That was part of my first complaint. I'm trying to tie it in. At the end of 2019, my lease ended. The 15-month lease I was on ended. In December 2019, they sent me the statement, and it says $9.15. Plus the amenity fee, it's going to be $9.40, we'll say. So, okay, but when I got the statement, it wasn't. When I got billed in January 1st of 2020, it wasn't. It became $9.18 instead of $9.15. I did all this breakdown in my complaint. I mean, they have the information. I'm not making it up. I'm just trying to demonstrate that it was an error. Okay, so now, back to this again. So you mean if I'm short $254, they're not going to charge me 10% on that, right? They're going to charge me the 10% on $9.19. So that means every month from now on, if I'm late, no matter what the amount is, I'm going to be charged $91.90. I want to make sure I understand that. That's if they're allowed to charge it. I don't know. I want an explanation from them about this late fee now. Since I have a complaint in against them already, and it's about billing, so this late fee goes right into it. That's why I'm making this video. I want to make sure that, well, the Attorney General's office probably understands what I'm saying. You want to send this video to Conservice, fine. Or to the Consumer Protection Bureau, it's fine with me. But I just don't know. And I know it's not personal. Not personal with me, and it's definitely not personal with them. First of all, I never talked to anybody there. So it can't be. I don't know anybody there. And they don't know me because I'm just a number. I'm number 7236. So there's definitely, they don't want to be personal at all. So that proves it right there. So it can't be that. I thought maybe that when I have the complaint by now, I know that. So what, they decided to charge me the late fee? They saw it was late. Is that a retaliation against me because I filed a complaint? Well, I'm following another section of the complaint to that complaint. But now I'm going to write this up, what I'm saying here. Maybe I could show it better. That I'm explaining. Well, the whole thing here, what it comes down to is my complaint, they charged me $3, which I don't know what, it's an unknown fee. I don't know what it's for. It went from 2019, December, it was $9.15 rent total, then it went $9.18. It changed, somehow. I don't know how, but it did. And I paid it ever since. And then, when I got this last lease, it went from $9.18 to $9.19. No explanation. It just changed. It just changed. Now they're using the $9.19 for the 10% late fee. So they're to them, that's correct. Well, it's not to me. That's not correct. Okay? Definitely not correct. And they can't go back and change anything anyway. I know that. Because forensics would show it if they try to go back and say, let's make it 915 and make him look like he's making that all up. But they can't, because I got statements every month and it says 918 and I paid it. So, sorry, you can't do that. But this company, I don't know, they've been in business over 20 years. You would think they wouldn't be making mistakes like this. They should be glad for me to come forward and show them that they can improve it. Okay, if they're sending a statement out 2 weeks before it's due, we'll say approximate, that shouldn't change when you get billed. You know, in the beginning of the first of the month when it's due. They should have a way that when that billing comes out, go back and check the statement that they sent. And that would stop all that, because if there was any error, they would find it then and correct it. This could have been avoided. Now, maybe I'm wrong. You would think as sophisticated as their system is, the way they figure everything, they got all the utilities all figured out, and I know I'm paying estimated bills on the water, sewer, and electric. I know that. And I know I'm one person here. I can't be using, it can't vary that much, but it does vary, because it's based on what everybody's using here. Not on just what I use. One month I got a $10 electric bill, now I got a $40 electric bill. You think I could have used that much more electric? No. I have the lights on here like I have now. I'm one person. Every day I eat 3 meals. I use the same electric. The TV is on. I couldn't use that much more electric in 1 month. No way. But that's because of the usage of everybody in the buildings. You know, I mentioned this. Now, Alden Park here, the landlord, they use electric in all the offices, everything through the whole building. A lot of electric. The lights are on the hallways all the time in all the buildings. And also electric for vacuuming and all that. And they got 2 bathrooms downstairs that's using water and sewer. And they also use water for cleaning. They use water. So do they have a separate meter for what they use? Or are we paying what they use? Or are they being factored in? Are they get a bill too? I'd like to know those things. Because all the residents are paying for the electric and paying for the utilities of the landlord. Now, this is a big company. That should be no problem to answer that. I would think that part of the way they figured the mystery formula that they have, I would think if they're dividing all the apartments by size into the total of whatever the bills are, that's due. So that means if they have figure a portion what Alden Park uses, then they should get a bill too. But maybe they do, I don't know. If they don't, that means all the residents are paying the water and sewer and electric for the building. We're paying it all. Because I noticed when the bills might be a little lower, I guess, because there's empty apartments. There might be counting the apartment, but if there was no usage, it should be lower. Now, if there was more apartments were rented, there'd be more usage, so we would pay more. Whether I used it or not, it doesn't matter. A person in a penthouse apartment here might be paying a lot less than what they use. It's all divided up amongst the rest of us. Okay, I'm all right with it, but I just want to know, okay? Now, the service fee, I've been paying it since I've been here. Then it went up from $3.75 to $6 without any explanation, huh? I mean, they couldn't send an explanation? Because of the rise in costs, of course. Now, Alden Park is paying them, if they're paying them. Because maybe they're not, because that service fee is going in other charges. It's not going in the rent total. Like the trash fee and the pest control fee goes in the rent total, an amenity fee. But that service fee is not going in the rent total, which it would have went in the rent total if Alden Park was charging it. But it's Conservice, that's how they're getting paid then. So The billing statements look all right. It's all broken down. But if no matter how good that looks, but if it's not correct, it's no good. Just like now, there's a late fee, right? Is that late fee going to be on my statement that I get for November? Is it going to say late fee $91.90, or is it going to be in prior balance? I don't know. I'd want it to be in, is separated like that, because I'm going to try to pay what I owe first. If I have $500 and say 100 is late fees, and I pay $400, I don't think I owe anything. Because if something happened here, and say I 10 months of late fee, I'd owe $9.19 in late fee. But say I paid the balance though, that I paid all the money up like I've done, that means I would owe $9.19. I mean, I'd pay on it if I had enough money. But they couldn't throw me out if I owed the late fee. But they could throw me out if I owed for the rent and utilities. So I just want to make sure I understand it. That's the purpose of this, that I understand it. If I'm not sure, well, then I want it clear. And this company should respond to this, whether they want to or not, or whether they like it or not, whether they don't think they have to or not. I want an explanation, all right? And I'm going to write this weekend. I'm going to be writing up all this, what I'm saying. I'm going to try to break it down again. Make it easy for them to understand. The first complaint was very long. The next one was not too long. And what I just said now about the late fee wasn't. But I'm going to put everything that I'm saying here. I'm going to craft another complaint. I want to mention everything in it. But I'm also going to try to put exhibits. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to have to send them separate, like Exhibit 1, just at least, the late part, the late section of the lease, print that out or something. And then maybe the statement that I got to show that I was late. Because I got the statement for September, and it showed I didn't pay anything. It had me owing for August and September, and I know that was wrong. It's because the bookkeeper here didn't put my check in. That should have said, it should have had the next month on it, but it should have prior balance of $189, but it didn't. So I'm going to try to, writing it down. I know you want it in writing. Writing it down, I'm going to try to sort of set it up in such a way to show everything. Make a shorter version of everything, but it's going to cover everything. Because I started here at $860. And plus, the trash was $865. So I got a 6-month lease. Then another $25 was added. Not a rent increase, amenity fee, but it goes in the rent total. So it's considered as rent. Why would I pay amenity fee anyway? I haven't got any more amenities here now than I had when I started 3.5 years ago to begin with. They can't just put monthly increase or something like that. It's going in the rent total. Okay, so I've gotten $25 3 times now. This last time I don't think it should have been. So if it's it started $865. $860 plus 5 in trash is $865. So 3 times 75 in the 3 leases, that would make it $940. If you take 25 from that, the 25 I was just charged, it would be $915. But it's $918 because of the $3 that went on in error or what? For what? It's just an error. I don't think they're going to deliberately add $3 when that money goes to the landlord. It doesn't go to Conservice anyway. So there's something wrong here. I don't know what it is, but I want an explanation. And the main thing I want out of this is the $3 that they charged me from now. This dates are going to be changing depending if there's a resolution here. So from January 1st, 2020 to the present time, $3. That has to be refunded to me. Plus $1 from May 1st till now. So that has to be refunded. Should I charge them a late fee for this money that they owe me? Well, I'm just saying, I don't want to be, fresh or anything about it, but what I really want corrected if the main thing is the $3 and the dollar they just charged me, when it should be $9.15, not $9.19. So does that make the late fee wrong? Because they put 10% on $9.19 when it should have been $9.15. So they're going to owe me there instead of me owing them. Now I don't know about the service fee, if it's correct or not. That's why I'm putting this complaint in. I want to find out now if they don't answer. We'll say this Conservice, well, they've been in business over 20 years, and they don't. What's one guy here complaining? The heck with him. He's nobody. Okay. But they say, you never know what could. I don't want to open a can of worms, but I want what is due me. I don't care what it is. The amount may be not that much, but I want it. Now I'm paying. I did pay all the way up to this point. That means that 25 that they added on May 1st, and that another $10, the 5 for pest control and 5 for trash. I paid all that money. So that means that money they would owe me if they did it in error, if they increased my rent, because it goes in the rent total. I mean, this is where they're probably going to say that it's amenity fee and it's a fee for that it's not rent. Well, then why did the other amenity fee that they charged me, the increase, go in the rent total? I mean, I can, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I have a lot of experience in life. They're in business 20 years, but I've been living for 75 years. So, and I've been around. I've done bookkeeping and accounting. I've done so many jobs that this just doesn't add up. There's something wrong somewhere here. And if they don't want to answer, well, that's on them. They should answer, and they should be glad that someone like me is coming forward and saying something about it. It would make it better for them. That's what they need. They don't even answer the Better Business Bureau. I checked. They're not even accredited with the Better Business Bureau. I know it doesn't mean nothing to them. I think it would look better if they were. Now, that's what made me say that this complaint I'm filing, they're probably not even look at it. Well, if they don't, and they don't respond to it by the 21-day window, say something about it. I don't care if they have to take time to do everything, to work it out with me, okay. If not, I'll have to be instructed what to do by the Attorney General's office and I guess Consumer Protection Bureau. And if I have to get a lawyer, I will. Now, all this documentation I'm doing, I'll be able to use for a lawyer because it explains everything and I don't have to go through it again. So I don't know what else I can say here, but I'm really trying to be sincere as I can, and I have enough things and I don't want to be that upset. I'm trying to raise money from the different things. I can't work. My doctor told me it's not a good idea because, jobs, I could get a job because everywhere I go, they're saying, they see me all the time. They say, you walk up here? I say, yeah. They're trying to recruit people all the time. But my doctor told me, you can't be standing on your feet 8 hours a day when, you have your health is at a risk that way because it's too much for you. You're at home, relaxing, and you walk around and you can get around, but you don't want to do anything to, worsen your health. So I had to go by that. That's why I go to my doctor every month, because I want to make sure that I'm, really watching my health. And my blood pressure is high, and all this doesn't help it none. It has been higher with the stress of this, with this company. I understand they have management company, and they have maintenance here, and they have the billing company. So they let these people be responsible for it. At first, I didn't even know who to go after, but I know that they're doing that billing. And they've been doing it. And for I figure over 20 years, I would think, I would rely that it's correct, that, and if there was an error, to fix it. If I don't say nothing, that means about that $3 or about that dollar, that means as far as they're concerned, everything's correct, right? But it's not. Okay? It's not the money, it's the principle of it, that they should make it good. And I don't know what else I can say in this video. But I hope that the outcome is good, to my satisfaction. Because I will, if anything else, like I had said when I did the complaint, that anything, happens with the billing, I'm going to say something, and I did because of that late fee. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, there's something wrong. Be charged a late fee. I was late $189 in September. I didn't get it. They didn't even post my check for 2 weeks. And I was $189, but I did pay it. Now, if I'd have paid the $254 this month, it's not over yet this month. It's only halfway through. What are they going to do? Take the $91.90 off? Why? Because then I wouldn't be late. Because if I pay $254 this month before it's over, I wouldn't know anything. Then we would start November with a new bill. But I guess that's not the way they look at it. Whatever they look at it, right or wrong, I got to accept it, whether I like it or not. But I'm not accepting it, that's all. And we'll see what happens. Now I'm going to be working from after this, on crafting the final, I hope, the final part of the complaint, because it's going to be about the late fee and all the things I've been saying here. So maybe if I put it down on paper, I know you want it in writing, okay, and that's what I'm going to do. So I think I better sign off now. If anything else comes up, I'll notify your office, and I'll call and everything else. I want to make sure that, I have this being worked on. Me to sit here and do nothing, twiddle my thumbs, and, do the videos on my YouTube channel and all that, fine. I'm trying to get money. That's why I'm doing that. I have that YouTube channel. I haven't found out what people really want. Because I could get paid every month. And that would be enough, what I would need, to pay here in full all the time. So, I really appreciate this. That's why everybody that should appreciate the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office, because they really work hard. And I really appreciate it. Thank you. And have a great day.